A routine mistake at a checkpoint becomes the beginning of the most dangerous night in Burkina Faso's fight against corruption. Ibrahim Traoré, stopped by his own police, discovers a secret operation that threatens thousands of lives. What he uncovers in the next few hours will shake the entire nation. Before we dive in, what time are you listening and where are you from? Drop a comment below and tell me. Please like and subscribe to join the Ibrahim Traoré family. The checkpoint appears without warning on the dark road outside Ouagadougou. Ibrahim Traoré sits in the second vehicle of his convoy, returning from an unannounced inspection in Cumbia. The lead vehicle slows down as two officers step forward with flashlights, signaling the convoy to stop. The driver in the front vehicle rolls down the window. The officer leans in, then freezes. His face goes pale, and he steps back quickly, waving them through with shaking hands. But Ibrahim has already seen something in that brief moment. The officer is terrified. Not embarrassed, not apologetic, but terrified. Ibrahim signals his driver to stop. He steps out in his soldier uniform, and the night air is heavy and silent. The officer stammers an apology, explaining they were told to stop all convoys tonight. Ibrahim asks who gave that order. The officer hesitates too long. His partner, standing further back, touches his radio nervously, and Ibrahim notices the partner is not wearing the standard police uniform. Ibrahim asks to see the written order. The officer claims it was verbal from regional command. Ibrahim asks which commander, and the officer gives a name. It is the name of a commander who died 3 months ago. Ibrahim's security team surrounds both men in seconds. The first officer drops to his knees, begging for mercy. The second officer runs, but does not get far. When they search him, they find 3 things: a police radio that does not match any official frequency, a list of vehicle descriptions, and a phone with one recent message. The message says convoy confirmed, location sent, wait for signal. This was not a random checkpoint. This was a trap. And someone knew he would be on this road tonight, someone inside his government. Ibrahim orders both men taken to a secure location. He does not return to the capital. Instead, he redirects the convoy to a military base outside Rio. Inside the base commander's office, the Burkina Faso flag hangs behind the desk as Ibrahim examines the captured phone. The message was sent 20 minutes before the checkpoint. The number is registered to a government vehicle belonging to the Ministry of Internal Security. Ibrahim asks the base commander for access to the restricted communications archive. These are recordings of all official radio traffic in the region. The commander hesitates, then unlocks the vault. Ibrahim listens to recordings from the past 6 hours. At first, everything sounds routine. Then he hears it, a voice he recognizes giving an order to set up checkpoints on all western routes and stop any unmarked convoys. The voice belongs to General Gustave Bonzi, his deputy minister of security, a man he trusted, a man who sits in high-level meetings. But the order is illegal because checkpoints require authorization from the president's office. Ibrahim keeps listening. 30 minutes later, another message comes through. The target is moving. All units converge on Route 7. Route 7 is the road where the fake checkpoint was placed. This was not a mistake. This was an assassination attempt from inside his own security apparatus. Ibrahim needs proof before he acts. Accusing a deputy minister without evidence will split the military and create chaos. He leaves the base before dawn and travels to the Ministry of Internal Security in Ouagadougou. The Burkina Faso flag stands at the entrance as he walks into Bonzi's office unannounced. Bonzi looks up from his desk, surprised. Ibrahim asks a casual question about checkpoint protocols. Bonzi explains the standard procedure smoothly, mentioning that all checkpoints require presidential approval. He shows no nervousness, no hesitation. Either he is innocent, or he is a perfect liar. Ibrahim mentions he was stopped at a checkpoint last night. Bonzi's expression shifts for just a fraction of a second, showing recognition, then concern. He immediately calls the regional commander to investigate who authorized an illegal checkpoint, speaking with convincing anger. But Ibrahim notices something. Bonzi's computer screen goes dark the moment Ibrahim entered the office. It is still dark. Ibrahim leaves the ministry. Outside, he orders his security chief to place discreet surveillance on Bonzi. No arrests, no confrontation, just watch. Within 2 hours, the security chief reports back. Bonzi left the ministry through a back exit. He drove alone to an industrial area in the southern district and entered a warehouse, staying inside for 18 minutes before leaving nervously. Ibrahim decides to visit the warehouse himself. He takes only 2 trusted soldiers. They arrive after dark and the warehouse looks abandoned from the outside, but fresh tire tracks mark the ground. They find a side door unlocked. Inside, the warehouse is mostly empty except for a locked office in the back corner. Ibrahim's soldier breaks the lock. Inside the office, they find filing cabinets full of documents. Purchase orders, transfer receipts, shipping manifests. All of them are marked with official government seals, but none of them match any legitimate government project. The documents show massive purchases of equipment, medical supplies, construction materials, food shipments, all bought with government funds. But the delivery addresses are wrong, going to private properties and companies that do not exist. This is not just about the checkpoint. This is a theft network operating inside the government for months, maybe years. Ibrahim photographs every document, and the amounts are staggering. Millions of dollars meant for schools and hospitals, all diverted. Then he finds something else. A ledger hidden in the bottom drawer. It lists names of ministers, generals, and business owners, each with a number beside their name representing payment shares. Bonzi's name is on the list, but he is not at the top. Someone else controls this operation. Before Ibrahim can read further, his soldier hisses a warning. Vehicle approaching. They kill the lights and hide behind the filing cabinets as a truck pulls up outside. 3 men walk directly to the office. One of them is Bonzi. The other 2 are carrying weapons. Bonzi tells them to clear out everything tonight. Someone has been asking questions, and the checkpoint failure has made things too dangerous. One of the armed men asks what to do about the president. Bonzi pauses, then says the next attempt will not fail. Ibrahim has heard enough. He steps out from behind the cabinet as his 2 soldiers aim their weapons at the 3 men. Bonzi stumbles backward, his face showing pure shock. Ibrahim tells Bonzi he knows everything. The checkpoints, the stolen funds, the names in the ledger. Bonzi's shock fades and he straightens up, then something changes in his expression as he starts laughing. He tells Ibrahim that arresting him will accomplish nothing. The operation is protected at the highest levels. Shut down 1 warehouse, and 10 more continue operating. Bonzi says the people at the top know Ibrahim is investigating. They will bury the evidence, eliminate witnesses, and if necessary, remove Ibrahim himself. He suggests a deal, walk away, and everyone wins. Ibrahim's response is immediate. He orders all 3 men arrested and taken to military detention. But as his soldiers secure them, Bonzi makes one last statement about evidence meaning nothing without witness testimony. And by tomorrow morning, every witness will be gone. Ibrahim rushes back to his convoy. He orders immediate protection for everyone connected to the checkpoint incident. The 2 captured officers, the base commander, anyone who knows what he discovered. But when his team reaches the detention facility where the checkpoint officers are being held, they find it empty. The guards claim the prisoners were transferred on official orders 2 hours ago. No transfer orders exist, and the prisoners have vanished. Ibrahim contacts the base commander in Rio. The call goes to voicemail. He tries again with no answer. He sends a team to the base. They find the commander's office ransacked. The communications archive has been wiped clean, and the commander himself is gone. Every witness, every piece of evidence that could corroborate Ibrahim's claims, is being systematically erased. This network has infiltrated military facilities, detention centers, and evidence archives. They are not just stealing money. They are controlling the entire security infrastructure. Ibrahim calls an emergency meeting at the presidential palace. The Burkina Faso flag stands prominently in the meeting room as his most trusted ministers arrive. He briefs them on what he discovered, expecting shock and support. Instead, he sees nervous glances between several ministers. One of them suggests that Ibrahim may have been misled by false evidence. Another minister warns that accusing a deputy minister without solid proof could trigger a military crisis. Ibrahim realizes that some of the people in this room are protecting the network. They are not openly opposing him, but they are slowing him down. Every hour he waits, more evidence disappears and more witnesses vanish. He dismisses the meeting without revealing his next move. If he cannot trust his own cabinet, he will work outside it. Ibrahim returns to the warehouse alone before dawn, expecting it to be empty and cleared out as Bonzi ordered. But when he arrives, he finds something unexpected. The warehouse is on fire. Flames consume the building rapidly and fire trucks arrive, but the structure is already collapsing. The fire chief reports it was arson. Accelerants were used, a professional job. Ibrahim still has the photographs on his phone, but without the physical documents, any lawyer can claim the photos are fabricated. He is running out of options. The network is always one step ahead, erasing every trail he follows. Then Ibrahim remembers something from the ledger. One of the delivery addresses was not a warehouse or a company, but a residential property in Bobo Dioulasso. If the network is clearing evidence from official locations, they might overlook a private residence. Ibrahim travels to Bobo Dioulasso immediately, and the address leads to a large compound on the edge of the city. The compound belongs to a businessman named Marcel Ouedraogo, one of the names from the ledger, a man who has government contracts worth millions. Ibrahim does not knock on the front gate. He waits and watches. At noon, a truck arrives at the compound. Workers begin loading crates into the truck. Ibrahim recognizes the markings on the crates as medical supplies, labeled for a government hospital in Kédougou. But this truck is not going to any hospital. Ibrahim follows the truck. It travels north for 2 hours, then turns onto a dirt road leading into rural territory near Tougon. The truck stops at a large facility hidden behind trees with no signs and no official markings. Ibrahim approaches on foot. Through the fence, he sees workers unloading the stolen supplies. But they are not storing them. They are repackaging them by removing government labels and applying new labels with foreign company logos. The stolen supplies are being prepared for export. The network is not just stealing from Burkina Faso, they are selling the country's resources to foreign buyers. Ibrahim takes video evidence on his phone, proof that cannot be denied. But as he films, a guard spots him. Alarms sound across the facility. Ibrahim runs back toward his vehicle as guards pursue him. He reaches the vehicle and speeds away, but the guards report his presence immediately. Within minutes, Ibrahim receives a call, and the voice on the other end is calm and cold, belonging to someone he knows from cabinet meetings. The voice tells Ibrahim to destroy the video. This network has support from powerful foreign entities who have invested heavily in maintaining this operation. If Ibrahim exposes the network, those entities will retaliate not against him, but against Burkina Faso itself through economic sanctions and withdrawn aid. The voice suggests Ibrahim consider what is more important, punishing a few corrupt officials or protecting his country from international consequences. Ibrahim hangs up and understands now why this network has operated so freely. They are protected not just by corrupt officials, but by foreign powers who profit from this theft. Exposing them means fighting enemies both inside and outside Burkina Faso. But Ibrahim did not survive this long by backing down. He makes a decision that will change everything. He contacts every independent journalist in Burkina Faso and sends them encrypted copies of the video, the photographs, and all the evidence he has gathered. Then he does something unprecedented by scheduling a live national broadcast for that evening. The presidential palace fills with panic. Ministers and advisors beg him to reconsider, warning him about the international backlash, the economic consequences, and the political instability. Bonzi, still in military detention, sends a message through his lawyer threatening to release damaging information about Ibrahim's family. Ibrahim ignores all threats. At exactly 8 in the evening, he sits before the camera. The Burkina Faso flag is positioned behind him as he addresses the nation. He does not reveal everything at once. He starts by asking a simple question about where stolen government funds actually go. Then he plays the video from Tougon showing the repackaging facility, the foreign labels, and the export operation. He shows the photographed documents with the names, the percentages, and the amounts. He explains how a network inside the government has been systematically stealing resources meant for the people of Burkina Faso, then selling them to foreign buyers for personal profit. He names every person in the ledger: ministers, generals, businessmen, and foreign company representatives. The broadcast lasts 40 minutes, and by the time Ibrahim finishes, the entire country is watching. Social media explodes with reactions. People share the video, and international news agencies pick up the story within hours. The named officials try to deny everything, but the evidence is public now, and journalists verify the documents while investigators trace the financial records. By midnight, protests begin outside the homes of the accused officials. People demand arrests, and they demand justice. The foreign entities who protected the network issue statements condemning Burkina Faso's accusations and threaten economic measures. But something unexpected happens. Other African nations publicly support Ibrahim and reveal they have suspected similar networks operating in their own countries. International watchdog organizations offer to investigate, and the pressure becomes too great for the corrupt officials to withstand. Within 3 days, Bonzi resigns. Marcel Ouedraogo flees the country but is arrested at the border. The facility in Tougon is raided and shut down. More arrests follow. The investigation expands, revealing connections to officials Ibrahim had not even suspected. The network collapses rapidly, and without foreign protection or secrecy, the entire operation falls apart. 14 officials are charged with corruption. 7 foreign companies face international sanctions. Millions of stolen dollars are recovered and returned to government accounts. 2 weeks after the broadcast, Ibrahim travels quietly to a village called Gassan. He enters a small medical clinic that had been waiting months for supplies. The supplies finally arrive this morning with medicine, equipment, and beds. The clinic director does not recognize Ibrahim at first. She is too busy organizing the new supplies with tears in her eyes. When she finally looks up and sees him, she freezes, then walks over and simply says thank you. Ibrahim tells her that this is why he fights. Not for politics, not for power, but for moments like this. He leaves the clinic and stands outside for a moment as the village remains quiet with children playing in the distance. This is what corruption steals. Not just money, but futures. Not just supplies, but lives. Ibrahim understands that his fight will never end because there will always be someone trying to steal from the people. But there will also always be people willing to stand against them. People who refuse to look away when something is wrong. The checkpoint that night was meant to kill him, but instead, it exposed a network that had been bleeding Burkina Faso for years. Sometimes the most dangerous moments reveal the most important truths. And sometimes a single decision, to stop and ask questions instead of driving past, changes everything. The real question is not whether corruption exists, it always will. The real question is whether we have the courage to fight it when we see it. Do you? So if you like this video, please like and subscribe for more videos like this.